Howdy, Brainstormites. Jason and Jake coming at you this week.
And we are filling in for Mr. John for the top 5 picks of the week.
That's right. We're bringing you this week's High 5 Comics, the series where we go over the top 5 picks that we think are worth your time, attention, and your hard-earned money to pick up on that new comic shelf this week. So before we jump into this week's top 5, just first a couple of reminders.
Check out our website for individual picks. Me and my dad do a kind of father-son kind of perspective, and then Mr. Chandler, Mr. John, and Mr. Balmori all do a different kind of perspective/view on all the picks.
That's right. It gives it a little something for everyone. So some new recommendations, maybe a book you might have missed. Be sure to stop by the website and check that out. In addition, I want to take a minute to remind everyone about our first channel giveaway over on our Turning the Page series. We are giving away an awesome #1 Jenny Frison variant of the Department of Truth. Particularly hot book, and as we know, that one has been optioned recently. We got confirmation again that a show is on the way. But even more important than it being a hot book, it's a heck of a great read. It's something kind of unexpected. If you haven't read it, or you didn't manage to snag one of those while it was out for your collection, hop on over to last week's Turning the Page video, and right there and down there in the comments, you'll be able to find out how to enter to win that hot book. So without any delay, let's jump into this week's top picks.
Starting off at number 5, there is Carnage, Black, White, and Blood. And it is as it says, it is a black and white book with only blood. Its color shows off the art really well. And I don't know.
Yeah, you really enjoyed the Wolverine. Black,
yeah,
white,
the Wolverine
and
was
red,
really amazing. So I'm really psyched about this because all the symbiotes are, my
and this
favorite.
book has some top talent art. We're talking Al Ewing, Ben Percy, Teenie Howard, Sarah Pacelli, John McCrae, Ken Lashley. And the other cool thing about this book, and I think it helps you jump in where you haven't jumped in super deep to Carnage yet, right? These are a bunch of short stories that are super easy to jump in. Just read it, enjoy the art. It just pops off the page with that splash of color. It's really just pure art, just jumping off after the page. And if this is half as good as the Wolverine book, or even the Batman that was all black and white, if it's half as good, this is going to be a great pick, and that's why it's this week's number 5. Coming in at number 4 this week, we've got Rabid World by Scout Comics. The solicit for this one kind of describes a post-apocalyptic virus scenario. I know that hits a little close to home right now with some of the pandemic stuff, but to be fair, we read Y the Last Man during the pandemic and really enjoyed it. We think this one's got a lot of potential. So we've got a rabies-like virus that spreads really quickly, just ravaging the country, right? And then the focus of this story seems to center on 2 individual couples. One more focused on saving the world, trying to end the virus, come up with a vaccine, while the other is just trying to get by in this new world. So we're pretty excited about that one. Check that one out for number 4. Again, that was Rabid World, Scout Comics.
So coming in at number 3, there is Aliens #1. All the variants look super sick for this book. There is the Scotty Young variant. I know there's some others.
We'll put it up in the display here, but the Scotty Young cover looks pretty slick.
Yeah, there's a really nice one in 50.
Yeah, there's a lot of great covers for this, but more importantly, Aliens is back, and we've ever since Disney bought. They bought out Marvel, and they bought some of these. They bought Fox, and they bought these properties, right? There's some properties that are a little less Disney than others, right? And Alien is definitely one of those. Alien's more of a sci-fi horror, a darker thing, not something you would necessarily expect. So we've been eager, some folks might say worried, to see that how Disney/Marvel was going to approach bringing the Alien franchise to life. Now, there's a lot of us Alien fans out there that want to see this series come back in comics, hopefully movies later. This #1 looks great. The solicit describes a scenario where we've got a character named Gabriel Cruz that apparently had an encounter with the Xenomorphs, thank you. Hasn't even seen the movies yet, and he's correcting me. He has an encounter with the Xenomorphs, and he survives this very harrowing encounter. He's trying to re-enter civilian life, and it seems this problem is following him. He's not done dealing with the Xenomorphs left. It sounds like we have a Bishop model android, so we'll get that. This sounds like a pretty exciting book, and there's a lot to be hopeful with, kind of reintroducing and getting Alien #1, and that's why it's number 3 on our pick list this week. And coming in at number 2, a bit of a different pick this week, we've got Vietnam Horror by Behemoth. Probably not necessarily a book for you, Jake, but I think a lot of folks are going to like this one. In this issue, we've got a horror series on the backdrop of the Vietnam War, as if that's not scary enough. We've got a group of U.S. soldiers / tunnel rats kind of making their way through these caves hunting the Viet Cong. And the solicit describes a scenario where they start to encounter strange noises and strange encounters while they're out hunting the Viet Cong. And before you know it, they're finding something unexpected. I'm guessing that's when their horror starts. We're looking forward to seeing how this one pans out. This might be a different type of story for us.
So, coming in at number 1, there is Teen Titans Academy, which I'm really excited for because it looks a lot like Strange Academy, but for DC.
It does.
It has a lot of the older Titans as teachers, and it looks really, really interesting and really, really good.
Yeah, the solicit reads, "Welcome to Teen Titans Academy, packed with both new, superpowered teens and numerous dark secrets. Teen Titans Academy students' body includes Shazam, a new Australian speedster, a trio of Gotham teen expatriates obsessed with Batman, and one member of this first class will become the Deadly Red X." So we've got returning members of the original New Teen Titans, including Nightwing, Starfire, Raven, Cyborg, and Beast Boy, as they take on the role of teachers, kind of ushering these new students through what it takes to become a superhero. So this one's got a lot of potential. We've really enjoyed Strange Academy, and we're looking forward to kind of seeing the DC spin on it. I've had a hard time kind of getting Jake hooked on the DC comics. I'm thinking this might be a great father-son read, and really looking forward to this one. Okay, that's with our top 5 out of the way. We've got room for a couple of honorable mentions this week. Jake, lead us out with our first honorable mention.
So for honorable mention number 1, it is Harley Quinn number 1.
Now, honestly, this book probably would have been in the top 5, but Harley's such a popular character, and on top of that, you've got the magnificent Stephanie Phillips writing this book. I think most of you are probably going to already have this on your list, but in case you've been living under a rock somewhere and you're not familiar with this series, you're not familiar with Stephanie Phillips, here it is on our honorable mentions, and this is a book that we strongly think you should check out. So as you know, Harley's gone through a bit of a character arc and a redemption story lately, right?
Yep.
So she's coming back to Gotham after the events of Joker War, trying to get her life back together, trying to pitch in, help rebuild Gotham. And it's just clearly not going to be that simple for Harley. So we're looking forward to seeing what happens as she tries to pull her life together and she goes through these new adventures. Definitely worth checking out. Harley Quinn number 1 for our first honorable mention.
So for our second honorable mention, it's going to be Detective Comics.
Yep, and Detective Comics was probably our favorite DC book leading up to Future State before we kind of took a pause from all the regular books that we were all reading and got kind of a shake-up creator team-wise. While initially a little nervous about that team change, John and Chandler assure us that we're in good hands with Joshua Williamson, Mariko Tamako, and with art by Glenn Melkinus and Dan Mora. So we're getting to continue that story of Bruce Wayne is now broke. Gotham is a city, and the new mayor, everything is kind of turned against Bruce and Batman in general. So it really makes him have to reevaluate how he's going about the role of Batman, how he's operating in this new city, trying to stay up with the times. We left a lot of really fun plot threads hanging at the end of the Detective right before we started in the Future State, and we're really looking forward to seeing how these pick up in the book going forward with this new creative team. So that's it for this week's top 5 and our honorable mentions. We hope you have enjoyed this video. Hopefully it highlighted a few things that maybe you missed, makes you want to read something new, something to check out, maybe add to your pull list. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. It really helps us bring this content to you. Let us know what we're doing right, if there's more content that you want to see. If you think Jake and I did a good job filling in for John, please let us know. If you think we were terrible, please let us know. We'll find someone else to do these videos for you. But please like and subscribe, and just another reminder about that giveaway over for the Department of Truth, number 1, Jenny Frizen. Hop over to that Turning the Page video. Links will be in the comment section in the video description below. So hop over, check that out, enter to win. And thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.